Srini.
Hi everyone. Impact is Newgen's online content editing platform hosted on cloud environment. The content in XML or HTML format can be loaded into the system that is available in the CMS either through API integrations or messaging systems. One such CMS could be Nova, where Impact is tightly integrated with Nova, where the content can be extracted from Nova and can be ingested into Impact, and the editing process could be completed. In case if you have any preference with any particular CMS, we are open to integrating with them as well. We have created a sandbox environment of Impact with a sample technical guide for you to play around and test the functionalities. So the landing page, what you see here, holds a mini table of contents, and it just holds also the list of chapters, sections, all of them through a link, and it's accessible through a link. So let me just go ahead and click on a particular section, and this is what opens up in a new tab. So for this sandbox, we had actually created this table of contents, and the user can actually go back and forth with other sections as well based on their preference. The interface, what you see is a default Impact interface, and we are open to customizing for your requirements based on your preference, based on the layout you would prefer, you would like us to configure. So those could also be done within the system. So the layout is pretty simple, which holds the table of contents, which is more to do with the navigation of the particular sections, any queries or comments that the editors or the reviewers would like to place within the content, and the editor area where the actual content, which is in XML or HTML format, is loaded into the system, and it is very much editable. What you see here is an editable content with list, equations, tables, figures, etc. And the right side of the layout holds the print PDF, which is a static PDF, and also the navigatable thumbnails, like how we see it in certain other PDF products. So let me just go ahead and click on some of the links. So for example, if I click on 3.1.2, it takes to that location. And as you might have noticed, when we click on this particular link and the cursor is in 3.1.2, automatically the PDF in the right is also getting synchronized. So the users, when they actually do the editing, can see the respective page, so that they could review the layout and other content look and feel could also be reviewed simultaneously. Let me just go ahead and make some changes to the content. So you notice that the changes that are being done is tracked with the track changes where the inserted content is in blue with an underline, and the deleted content is actually with a strike through in red. So this way, the users would be able, the reviewers would be able to review the content changes, and they could either accept or reject the changes as well in based on their requirements. Also, we have provided an option to hide the markup in case if they feel that they would like to read through the content, they could actually show or hide the markup as well. And the changes that we are doing within this editor gets automatically saved with an autosave feature, where in every 30 seconds, the content gets synchronized with our cloud server. And also we have provided an option of online or offline editing, where in case of a user who's traveling or due to some network issues, still they would be able to make the changes within the content, and they will be able to synchronize it onto the server. So here comes the figure, where we have the users can actually click on a particular figure. They could comment in case if they wanted to add any changes, they would be able to insert an image annotation by just selecting a certain portion of the image. For example, if we want to make the change here, that gets saved as a comment. So also you might notice that it gets updated here as the sequential comment, and when we actually look at that, it just displays where exactly the markup is as well. And all the comments is also viewable within this comment section. It also just displays the number of comments that's been inserted within this document. So the advantage of the system is also that the user doesn't require to remember a lot of functionalities while they work on this system. They could actually click on a particular paragraph and then right click in that particular position, and it just shows what all the required functionalities that are most relevant to that particular location. So which means that all the features are context sensitive. And for example, in case if the user want to insert an inline equation, they can just click on an inline equation option, and they are being offered with a set of functionalities, like for example, square. So just click on OK. It just inserts the equation within this environment, and the users will still be able to further edit this by double clicking or right clicking and open the equation. We do have options to link a certain content like figures, tables, any hyperlinks, URL hyperlinks, insertion of list. For example, in case we want to insert a new item, they would be able to insert the new list item. Any new list can also be created. So all of those are possible within this environment. And tables, yes, of course, we have options like, as I mentioned, there is a context-based feature. When I just right click on a particular cell, it just offers me with a list of features like insertion of a new row or a column. All those things are possible. And again, as you notice, there is a blue highlight to indicate that the new insertion of row had occurred here, and also the track changes are very much visible. So also we have provided an option to do spell checking based on the requirement, and the system currently it does a spell checker of the entire document. But we could also do a customization to spell check only the newly inserted content in case so those alone needs to be spell checked. And also in case if the user want to go back to a certain particular version of the document, they could still do that as well. Like for example, they could just click on the document version, and as you notice that it just stores all the changes that's being done from the original version. So the user can actually go back to a particular version in case if there's any issue or they would like to go back to the earlier versions. So these are some of the features. And yes, of course, once we get to see more requirements, the system could be customized and given it to you based on your requirements. So one last feature is on the view, where the users, based on their preference, they can actually see the editor and the PDF in a combined mode, or they could just click on this editor view where they would just see the editor in a full screen mode, or with the entire maximize option as well, in case if they would like to focus only on the content. So this way, there is no clutter, and the user's focus would be only on the editing area. And also there are options for applying formatting of the content using either shortcut or using the buttons available, like by clicking on pressing Control B or Control I, they could still be able to do that. So these are some of the features that could definitely help users while editing.
Thanks, Srini.
Thank you.